Good evening, Mo. Just moments ago, Eric Holcomb took the stage. He is climbing the gubernatorial ladder, per se, going from lieutenant governor and taking over for Mike Pence, who could very well be the next vice president of the United States. But staying true to Indiana's racing history, Holcomb said that we have captured the checkered flag. We no longer are competing anymore. But before he took the stage, we heard from Todd Young, who ended Evan Bayh's 30-year winning streak in the political ring. He was very choked up, and when he was talking to supporters in the ballroom here at the JW Marriott, he says he is calling his seat the voter's seat, steering away from taking away the credit for himself. He's pledging to serve Hoosiers like he did in the Marines. Here's what else Governor-elect Holcomb and Young had to say earlier tonight.
Let me be clear. Our challenges and our enemies don't know us as Republicans or Democrats. Only Hoosiers and Americans. So we must face our challenges as Hoosiers and Americans.
No legislator or local government leader will be ignored as we seek your input on how we grow our economy, enhance our communities, and protect all Hoosiers. Together, we're going to not just keep Indiana on the right track, we're going to keep Indiana on the right trajectory, because, folks, you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you all. Let's make some history.
There you heard Holcomb wasting no time talking about the future. In fact, he said that tomorrow he's going to be meeting with his transition team to outline what he hopes to accomplish in his first 100 days of office as Indiana's next governor. So let's turn things over to Sean Gallagher, who's also down in Indianapolis with me covering what's happening with Democrats. Sean? Yeah, she does, from Jeff Peterman. And I asked the Congresswoman how she feels about tonight's outcome, and she says, I feel pretty good about it, mainly because people are showing out en masse, as you guys were talking about a second ago, for the GOP presidential nominee. Now, Lynn Coleman, the Democrat, is not alone in his quest for Capitol Hill. Douglas Carpenter on the ballot against him. And like Walorski, Coleman is likewise confident about the end result tonight. In his travels across District 2, Coleman keeps hearing the same thing: jobs, 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 saving those jobs so they don't go overseas or into Mexico. Representative Walorski says she's hearing similar rhetoric, but voters tell her national security needs to be a premium along with tax reform. And I asked both candidates how they stray from what's been called the Washington establishment. Here's what they had to say.
You know, I've never really gotten involved in all the political jargon. I fight for Hoosiers. I did that in the Indiana House. It took me to Congress because the passion of fighting to make a difference. And I can tell you that there isn't a day that goes by where I don't see the tangible work that we've done actually pay off for Hoosiers.
I don't consider myself as a seasoned or polished or politician. This is my first political election. And again, I'm not the polished politician, and I don't have all the answers and stuff. I'm a servant.
Representative Walorski is seeking her third term in Congress, and like Lynn Coleman just said, this is his first election, but he did serve 12 years under Steve Lickey as assistant mayor.
Okay, and we can see them closing up the polls behind you, Maria, but it's no secret the presidential primary's hot topic. Do these candidates feel congressional races are overlooked?
Well, it kind of depends on who you ask. If you ask Representative Walorski, she thinks the presidential race is great because, one, it's getting people out to vote, and plus it gives the GOP a ton of momentum heading into the November election. Plus, she says it does have a lot of consequences, but it was a different response from Lynn Coleman. He says he thinks the White House race is overshadowing races like Congress, statewide elections, and things happening here locally. More or less, yes. Doctors from South Bend, Warsaw, and Indy, they say fellow physicians need to be well educated about the power of the pen and the prescription pad, especially when it comes to opioids. And we can't forget the patients we interviewed. They give the ones in the white coats a few ideas on how to be the best prescribers they can be. Enough to get you on the up and up?
And these are very effective pain medications, and oftentimes they're the best choice for people, particularly with short-term pain.
Enough to lose your grip on life.
It was the ability to acquire whatever opioid they were on became the focus of their lives.
The power.
Once I put that first one in me, I knew that this was what I had been looking for.
Of a pill.
If I scare people when I talk about this, good. Some things you should be scared of. Fire, you should be scared of. Drugs, you should be scared of.
Facing a nationwide opioid crisis, how can doctors help one another? At Eskenazi Health in Indianapolis,
I wanted him to have time to get the MRI and see the surgeon.
Dr. Palmer Mackay leads the integrative pain program. There, patients learn about alternative ways to manage their pain, like through acupuncture or hypnosis. But if an opioid's what the doctor orders, here's what Mackay has to say to his colleagues.
Have an exit strategy. Never start what you will not stop.
Dr. Robert Riley, a South Bend physician.
And we have to be very smart about deciding whether this is the right patient, the right dose, and for the right length of time to make sure that we're actually helping people and not causing harm.
No harm in saying no.
You have to be the professional, the adult, and say, I know you want your Vicodin. Not going to happen this time.
Dr. Deborah McMahon's in charge of the Allen County Health Department, and she believes mental illness, like anxiety, is a common source of accidental addiction.
Your life isn't supposed to be like this, but you can't get them off of it because they've been like this for so long that they love this.
That euphoric side effect? Preventable.
I think you need to screen for mental illness.
Mickey Ashpole, a recovering addict to opioids, he agrees.
Just say, this is just a simple conversation, it's not judging you or anything like that, but have you ever struggled with addiction?
Once taking up to 7 Vicodin a day to manage migraines, Treva Mitchell from Indianapolis. Her words for the folks in white coats.
The doctor needs to be accountable. Don't just move them through like cattle.
Embody compassionate care.
Pretend like it's your son, it's your kid that's in there. Or your brother, or your mother. Do you really think it's necessary for them to take a narcotic pain medicine?
So what if your doctor hands you a painkiller prescription time and time again? JD, Jeffrey Dunlap, he's been there.
No, I'm completely off of pills. I refuse to take them at this point because I see so much stuff on the news about people getting addicted.
The doctor's orders to us all.
I think that individuals need to become a clearer, more informed advocate for themselves, not advocating for opioids, but advocating for efficacious and safe treatment.
We also encourage our patients and insist, actually, that they take the medication as prescribed.
But ask yourself,
what else can I be doing that will make that medicine be a little bit more effective? Because for asymptomatic, I can just numb you with medication.
Is life supposed to be that way?
There's going to be some pain, and that was something that really messed me up when I first started taking opioids, is that I felt like I should always be up here.
Almost 2 years removed from an addiction inferno.
The success rates for addicts for long-term recovery it's not very good.
Mickey Ashpole is milking the odds, turned his life around at a treatment center, now returning the favor, working in the same field.
I never give up on the people because I was that person that just couldn't get it.
For people who are struggling with this, who may watch one of these stories and think, oh, is that me? There's hope. There really is.
Living proof.
If you think you're struggling with opioids or you suspect the same for a loved one, a coworker, well, we found some resources for you. For one, check out Narcotics Anonymous. They have quite a few meetings in our area. Or you can call the SAMHSA National Helpline, and you could do that 24/7. That number would be 1-800-662-HELP, help. Or you can visit their website, and what's neat about that is you simply put in your zip code and you will find a list of treatment centers and counseling right in our own backyard. And you can find all of this information on our website. Just go to WNDU.com and click on the story.
'Tis the season of shopping, but sad to say, stealing. 10 car break-ins over Thanksgiving break throughout Mishawaka, 2 at CMP Distributing.
Never in a string of events like this. It's pretty rare for that to happen.
But thanks to cameras like these.
Then he leaves the frame.
CMP tracked both crooks on camera.
Getting out just brazenly.
Saturday afternoon, the first thief driving a Chevy Tahoe, carting away $2,000 worth of tools from inside that work van.
That's a toolbox we've had for a few years. That was one that I personally brought in.
Sunday, the morning after,
and we gave this number to the police with this picture.
A young person taking a joyride in a stolen VW.
And he is standing in front of an employee's vehicle.
Opening up, no problem.
Rummaged through all the contents, took the ignition key.
Soon after,
climbs into the front.
Stealing cash from a service van, plus a wallet from a car outside World Gym. The reason Mishawaka police remind us.
We want to make sure we keep that stuff out of sight so it's not taken from us. And that's our whole goal. We want everybody to have a pleasant, enjoyable holiday season. It's not starting off too well with all these.
We may instruct employees to keep valuables out of their car, to keep them in their trunk. And as much as we can, we would advise them to bring them inside.
She could light up the field, light up a room too. The same could be said for Anna Bernard's Spirits, a dancing orb on the hardwood.
She made everybody's eyes light up as soon as she walked in the room. It didn't matter who it was or where it was. She was always just very outspoken and very outgoing, and it was very easy to become her friend.
Anna's best friend, Tessa Clark, the point guard for the Bethany Christian girls basketball team, Bernard's other sport. Not like she treated it that way.
And she said, I'm gonna do it. And I might not be great at it, but I'm gonna do it, and when I do step on that court, I'm gonna give everything I have. And she did that.
In sports, that's called heart. A coach's treasure, never taken for granted.
I mean, literally yesterday in practice, I all of a sudden looked down at the baseline and thought, we're supposed to have 4 more people standing there, and I just had to catch myself and go, right.
Reality. Anna wasn't on the rotation anymore. The 18-year-old transfer student died Sunday when her friend's car lost control near St. Pius, hitting an oncoming van. 2 days later, Tuesday night, those dribbles drowning out the sorrow, at least a little.
I think that Anna would have wanted us to do this. She would have wanted us to come out here, have fun, relax, just leave it all on the court. Let's go. Rise up on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rise up!
Anna's team taking on Concord.
I just remember and I know that Anna is right there beside me, and she will always be there.
You know, who she is will live with us forever. That's never gonna go away, you know, and that's okay. And it's gonna be hard, and we're never gonna get over this. We talked about this, we're gonna go through it.
And rise up. It's what Bruins do. Sign, everywhere a sign. That this is a 5K from a fairy tale. Young Harriers getting their hair all happy before they run. And sporting tutus, yeah, they run in those. So where else on earth do pre-race processions rival an Olympic parade? Not even a question. The Berrien County Youth Fair, a pink plaster carnival for a cause.
Without this Girls on the Run program,
An alum of the Berrien County arm, McKenna Smith.
I just learned a lot of the basic essentials to having good positive body image and self-confidence.
International Academy at home.
The most important thing on Girls on the Run taught me is to always be nice and never be mean.
Not to be mean to other people and never bully.
Talismans for these preteens. Have you ever been bullied before?
Yes.
Yes.
Though with a little practice.
If I probably watched it, I would get in trouble.
She's gotta be from out of town.
Girls county-wide are learning to stand up for themselves through breakout sessions.
Why might your friend tell you to do something you might not want to do?
And breaking a sweat. Simple life lessons learned over 10 weeks' time, tested on the starting line.
I don't think I could have missed them. Do you?
You can see there's so many girls, over 900, and just touches so many lives.
Because in the race of life, all these girls are finishing number 1. In Berrien Springs, I'm Catanzarite for News Center 16.